You know that 32% of adults in the United States of America struggle to form healthy relationships, and at least 25% of children face abuse or neglect. When we are treated poorly, we learn to treat ourselves and others poorly, which manifests into a mother wound. In this video, I'm going to help you understand if you have a mother wound, how it occurs, who experiences it, what it looks like, and how to overcome it. So, what is a mother wound? A mother wound is an emotional scar that forms when the mother-child bond is disrupted or the nurturing and consistency necessary for healthy development are lacking. As both a daughter and a therapist, I have personally experienced and witnessed the profound, long-lasting effects of this relationship. While mothers are the reason we're here, a fact I am deeply grateful for, most do not intentionally harm their children. Instead, it happens through a lack of resources, support, and unconscious patterns passed down through generations. When a primary relationship is fractured at a young age, it can feel like a bomb has gone off inside. The aftermath is like shrapnel floating inside, cutting and tearing at the soul. In place of consistency and care, the child may experience confusion and fear. For instance, a child who craves safety but encounters unpredictability might feel a profound sense of insecurity. Without understanding or naming these feelings, children adapt to survive. This adaptation may take the form of dissociation or creating alternate realities, such as imaginary friends or blank spots in memory. While helpful at the time, these coping mechanisms can create challenges later in life. Being a youngster is a time of magical thinking. For example, if I blink 3 times, it will make me prettier. When reality becomes too painful, this magical thinking can persist beyond the typical developmental stage of 2 and 7 years old. If it continues unchecked, it may evolve into maladaptive patterns such as obsessive compulsive tendencies, where recurring thoughts and repetitive behaviors serve as an attempt to regain a sense of control. So, what does a mother wound look like in real life? Well, it may take many forms: an impatient mother rushing a child, an insecure mother belittling her child in front of her friends or to feel superior, or a narcissistic mother makes sure her needs get filled before her innocent daughter is even aware of her own. These experiences can create feelings of confusion and self-doubt. It can be experienced as gaslighting, where someone creates a false reality that undermines your experiences or facts. This psychological manipulation confuses a child and can even lead to psychosis in the extreme. Hi, I'm Grande, an art and trauma therapist, coach, author, and course creator with a passion for addressing and healing the mother wound. A mother wound is not to be taken lightly. Excuse me. Many clients in my practice have dedicated years to working through this wound. It's not a quick fix. It touches on the very essence of who you are. When a mother tells you how beautiful you are with dark hair and strong features like hers, then you watch a movie together and she continually praises the fair, blonde, blue-eyed character. You question her praises of you. Then she praises other people and things so different from who you are that you begin to doubt your mother and the truth. Or a mother who attaches to a younger sibling while never connecting meaningfully with you. Or the blatant cruelty of a mother telling her daughter all the things wrong with her as she pulls your hair to fix her. Now, these are some of the stories I know of, and there are many, many more. And how did I come up with the mother wound? Well, the term mother wound has become widely recognized in various communities. Authors such as Kelly McDonald, I'm so sorry, Kelly. Authors, for instance, Kelly McDaniel, who wrote Mother Hunger, Peg Streep, who wrote Daughter Detox, and Carol McBride in Will I Ever Be Enough? They've explored this. And in my private practice, I created a workbook that complements my courses and serves as a guide to overcoming the mother wound. However, Bethany Webster is often credited with pioneering this concept in her book, The Inner Mother. Webster defines the mother wound as the conditioning experienced by most girls to disconnect from their truth. This split fosters anxiety, doubt, and shame, undermining a woman's sense of self and empowerment. She emphasizes that cultivating an inner mother is essential for healing this early disconnection and providing the support we long for as children. Collectively, these authors highlight the profound impact of the mother-child relationship, particularly on daughters. So you may ask, what causes the mother wound? Well, behind the behavior of a mother who wounds, you often find a wounded mother herself, one grappling with insecurity, pain, and a lack of emotional tools. These often manifest in traits such as narcissism, self-absorption, and pervasive sense of inadequacy, or toxic behaviors like negativity, criticism, and an inability to show empathy. The mother wound is frequently part of an intergenerational cycle. A lack of emotional support, empathy, healthy boundaries, or inconsistency creates deep psychic ruptures that continue to be passed down through generations until someone consciously chooses to break the cycle. Left unaddressed, these wounds just get handed down silently, often hidden in plain sight. It is commonly rooted in unprocessed grief, tragic events, loss, mental illness, or lack of resources and education. And so, who are these mothers that wound? Well, beneath the surface, you will find narcissistic, toxic mothers who are self-involved, insecure, and in pain. The mother lacks empathy and favors distrust, disgust, and anger. The mother wound is part of this intergenerational pattern. When something is withheld, denied, shamed, neglected, punished without cause, never attended to, or never repaired, it causes a deep rupture in the psyche. The mother wound does not provide emotional support, healthy boundaries, a sense of safety, or consistency. This is a psychic wound. And these are the things: consistency, safety, healthy boundaries. These are the things that children need to feel authentically loved in a relationship, to be able to trust others, to be able to trust themselves. If the wound is left to fester, it will be passed down until that daughter decides no more, gets support, and makes the change. And if not, these are the signs that you will see in the adult of a mother wounded child. Difficulty with intimacy, an inner running dialogue, interfering with being present with your partner, low self-esteem, not feeling worthy of your accomplishments, codependency, or lack of a sense of self, focusing on others' needs instead of your own, and then getting angry at them for not taking care of you. Anxiety and depression, always on high alert or distancing yourself from life, obsessive compulsive behaviors, perfectionistic thoughts taking over your own, challenged to self-soothe, believing others are untruthful or want something from you, harsh self-talk, belittling yourself for the slightest signs of being human, and substance abuse, depending on external things to fill an internal shift. Substances, by the way, can be people or things or objects. Now, the mother wound in relationships. Our first relationship is with our mother, and this creates an imprint we carry with us into the future. If there's a wound that's left unexamined, this wound is repeated again and again and again, asking for your attention. And here's what you may see: need for constant reassurance, wanting partner's attention and validation to feel whole and seen, magical thinking in place of direct communication, expecting your partner to know what you want without even saying anything. Nice, but it's not quite available in any consistent way or any realistic way. Or overlooking abusive behavior, fear of rocking the boat to keep the peace as long as possible, even though there's abuse going on, ignoring personal needs that aren't being met, and not believing that your needs have value, and silently being critical of your partner. So you're holding unexpressed anger and not feeling you have a voice, knowing how to use it, and letting things pile up and not communicating, not knowing how to communicate. Now, a mother wound and attachment styles. So I do talk a lot about attachment styles, and I have a blog. And the reason I do so is because attachment styles tell us how we have been related to during our childhoods. And John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth studied children in the 50s and 60s and developed 4 main attachment styles. Now, we are in a new century, so I'm going to refer to the 1950s and 1960s. And their 4 main attachment styles are secure, avoidant, anxious, and disorganized. And their work helped us see human development in simple and clear ways. And I mention attachment styles in the mother wound because they are interrelated. This combination helps us better understand the mother wound phenomena. And we must dig under the hood when we're working with a mother wound. We need to look at what happened to you. How was your relationship with your mother? How were you treated by her? How were you seen by her? How did you learn to attach? Was it safe? And as I said, I do have a blog, and it's titled Mother Wound and Attachment Styles. It's in my Creative Healing Integration website, and I explain how each affects the other. And how to heal the mother wound. Healing the mother wound is a courageous inside job, which means working with the soul. And the soul moves at a glacial rate. It's a deeply personal and transformative journey of a lifetime. You can get some immediate relief, but to really heal that takes time. And typically, healing the wound is a combination of self-reflection, self-compassion, lots of self-compassion. And we do self-compassion practices that acknowledge the pain and dig into the root causes while developing healthy coping tools. It's usually required to examine our patterns, attachment styles, and relationships, including our relationship to ourselves. It's highly suggested that you do work with a therapist, a coach, or support group of others who are on a similar healing journey. My approach to healing the mother wound, well, I have a unique approach which includes healing practices of self-compassion, identifying and expressing emotions, mindfulness practices, guided hypnotic meditations, art and writing prompts, and exercises, somatic tools, individual and group support, and healthy boundary building techniques. The mother wound is a wound to the psyche. It encompasses our sense of self and others. To heal such a wound, we must first begin with ourselves. Allow yourself to be comfortable, be irritated, be excited, just be who you are, where you are. From there, we find a place of familiarity. This could be a walk in nature, a personal talisman like a crystal, a warm pet, or a dear friend. And find places and people that care and support you. Join a support group, start that hobby you've been wanting to try, and find a kind word to say to yourself regularly. See if you can find some pleasure in just being yourself around people and things you like. With this foundation, a lot can happen. With this sort of work, the slower we go, the sooner we get there. When ready, we can start to name the stories and the wounds. It's always best to find a community to do this. Do not do this alone. Then we can begin to name it and tame it. As an art and trauma-informed therapist, I find the creative process to be an integral part of healing the mother wound. These wounds are often embedded in our DNA, passed down through the generations and given to us before we had words or defenses to accept or reject them. When we use embodied tools, such as art making and guided meditations, we use embodied somatic interventions to gently reach deep into our unconscious to unlock the stuck and hidden parts of ourselves, yearning to be free. Now, take heart, because you are not alone. As I stated earlier, at least 32% of adults in the US are insecurely attached, and at least 25% of children experience abuse or neglect. The mother wound may not be included in these statistics. It's because it's not always visible, and anyone can have one. Much depends on your temperament, the personality fit between you and your mother, and environmental stressors, religion, politics, more. Give yourself grace. You're not alone, and this is not your fault. Help is available. And if what I shared in this video resonated with you, and if you feel ready to start your healing journey, I invite you to take a first step with me. I'd be so honored to start by just joining my free mini course titled How to Feel Worthy of Love After Growing Up with a Critical Mother. And there should be a link below. If not, you can always go to www.creatinghealingintegration.com/worthy. Thank you for listening, and I wish you well.